Hey there guys! Thank you for joining me tonight. Happy Wednesday. I appreciate you being here. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Thanks for joining me, guys. We like to just relax and craft here and chit-chat for an hour or so in the evenings and work on a project together. And right now we are working on block 3 of the I Love Home Block of the Month Quilt Along by Jacquelynne Steves. It is a free quilt along. You can see the link in my post here if you want to join in. It is free I'm guessing it'll be up for another month and a half or so, or through December probably. So you'll want to make sure you sign up to get it for free before that's up. So all right guys, here is the quilt. So block 3 is the one up here. We've done this one, and now we're on block 3. Block 4 is coming up at the beginning of November. So here is our block so far. The center area we have done. And yesterday we made a whole pile of half rectangle triangles. So these are different than the half square triangles. They are rectangles instead. There are a few extra little steps and little things that you need to know. It's not as intuitive as a half square triangle, so be sure to check out yesterday's video if you want to sew those along with me here. There's also a great tutorial on Jacquelynne's website as well, the Jacquelynne Steves website. So awesome guys, so we are going to sew the borders around our center area tonight and also do the half square triangles that will go in the corners of the block. So that is the plan. Oh, Carla, you're making the dream catcher from my book. That is awesome. Oh, for our 2 granddaughters. Oh, lovely. That's so exciting. Be sure to share if you guys are making anything penguin and fish related or making anything. I'd love to see what you're crafting. You can do it in the, you can share in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group on Facebook. Just do a search for Penguin and Fish Crafters. It should come up, or it's facebook.com/groups/Penguin and Fish Crafters. I do have a link above for that as well. But I'd love to see what you're working on. Just click join when you're there and I will let you in. So, all right, let's get going tonight. I want to start sewing. So I'm going to flip you around. Thanks again, guys, for joining me here tonight. I appreciate it. Oh, Gretchen, good. I'm glad that it was helpful. Yeah, it was the first time I had ever done half rectangle triangles. I still can't say it. But yeah, so one goes one way and one goes the other way. And it's not as easy as putting a rectangle on top of a rectangle. You have to angle them. So there was a couple little steps. And to trim them down was a little different step as well. So I wouldn't go in thinking, oh, I know how to do half squared triangles. I can just go in and do half rectangle triangles, easy peasy. There are some extra little things that go along with it. But I'm going to set those aside for now since we have those done. Let's lay out. You just have to say HRT instead of half rectangle triangle. Oh man, I think I've paused every time I said the word half when I'm trying to say that. All right, so I gotta look at the instructions again in what order we sew these borders on. So I got my printout here. Okay, sides then top. I suppose I could have figured that out from the size of them, but all right, let's lay it out here. So I got the 2 sides here. I know it's a little, I'm not quite far enough away for you guys, but all right, then here are the next 2, and the white are the outside ones. So top and bottom. So the sides go on first. The sides are the same length as my block. So we'll do those first, and then the top and bottom ones. All right, I think just let's get going. Put the right sides together and we'll start sewing for the evening. So I'm not going to pin it or anything. I'm just making sure I start. And then once I start sewing, I'm going to just line up the ends and just kind of ease my way through it. All right, let's scooch over to the machine here. Okay, I got my 1/4" foot on. I'm still testing it. It's a new presser foot for me. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see if I can sew in a straight line tonight. Okay, I gotta stop for a second. I'm like, why does this feel weird? It's because I have my shoes still on. We gotta get those off. All right, at least the one. There. Now I just have my sock on my presser foot. And I don't know, do you guys sew with barefoot or with socks on or shoes or what? I feel like with shoes, I can't like feel the pedal as much. I don't feel like I have as much control over speed or anything. It's kind of funny. All right, there's the one side. I'm gonna get the other side on first before we get too far. All right, but now I feel weird because I have one foot on and one foot off. You do barefoot. Oh, two barefoots. No shoes. Oh, Bonnie, you do shoes. Oh, interesting. I always used to do shoes, I think, or I never really thought about it really, but now that I'm sewing more, I feel like I get a little bit more feel for the pedal with them off. So a lot of barefooters here. Barefooters and socks. And some shoes. So my reasoning, like I said, is I feel like I can feel the pedal easier. I feel like I can push down on it with more control. So I'm curious, those of you that sew with shoes, what the reasoning behind it is. I always like to know the whys, so I can be like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. I get it now. All right, so we got I gotta take my other shoe off. It's just too weird with with one shoe on. There we go. All right, let's press this. I'm guessing we press towards the, like outward like this, so we're just gonna do it that way. Oh, the floor is cold. Well, that's a very good reason, Joseph. I did not even think about that. Oh, you sewed with shoes today for the first time ever. Oh, felt weird because, oh, but you could reach the pedal better because you're short. Oh, that's funny. Oh, protection from pins. See, now I'm like, oh, I should be sewing with shoes on. Those are all like super great reasons. Like totally perfect reasons. Oh, Carla. It was feeling weird. So I'm trying not to sew, or not sew, I'm trying not to press my embroidery so much, so I'm just kind of getting it at an angle here to get going. All right, so that's my one side. Let's hit this other side. They were kind of tight tennis shoes, hard to pop off. All right, our first tiny little border is good to go. Get back down here. You always sew barefoot. You want to feel the pedal. Oh, if it gets hot. Oh, that's a good point. Shoes with a Bernina because it requires more force. Oh, interesting. Hardware floor, so slippers. But man, I like the reasoning behind wearing shoes. I think the pins and the cold floor, pins especially, that's a really good reason. I didn't think of that. All right, I just want to check how close we are to the same length, and we're looking pretty good up top there. Oh, you guys can't see. There, I'm just kind of lining, because this should match the top now. I'm kind of just pretending I'm testing my my scant 1/4 inch a little bit. All right, I think this looks good. Let's plop this guy up here, and this guy will go down here. Yeah, when my pedal was hot, it was actually a short or something in the pedal, and they I had to get my pedal replaced, so I would get that checked out. Oh, Gretchen, you got one of the Zeb and Phils. Oh, and you named him Melvin. Oh my gosh, that is a perfect name. So what Gretchen's referring to is my little Phil and my little Zeb guy. So the Fish Museum and Circus, she was having, I think, a first-timers sale. And so that's awesome, Gretchen. I'm so glad you got one. Oh, and Joyce, you got one too. Ah! All right, you'll have to share them in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group because that's exciting. Oh, she did a special sale for those who missed out. Yeah, because they her little characters, they just, you know, in seconds they're sold, so they're difficult to snag. So yay, that's awesome. Congrats. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it's nice that they found such nice people. All right. I like that these flowers in this fabric kind of match the orange embroidery floss. That's making me happy right now. Ooh, we are still shaking a little bit when I go fast. I think my whole table's just kind of shaking. All right, side number 1. Oh, oh my God, you had to set your alarm for 4:55 a.m. to get one. Oh, Tamara, you got one too. Himye or Jaime or I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Oh yeah, you guys. So I had to set an alarm for mine too. Both times I ordered them. But isn't that funny? Isn't it funny that you have to set an alarm for them? It's just, they're so dang freaking cute though. Ooh, something ain't right here. Oh, it's just, I got a little thread caught in there. Shimmy that out of the way. I like these itty bitty borders. They're kind of sweet. So I'm noticing I have my cutting board here. I think I'm gonna have to move that. My piece isn't sliding as nice with that cutting board there versus just on the acrylic. So I'm gonna have to move that as I sew. Still learning a little bit about my my new extension table here. This is my first extension table. And you know, it's a small workspace, so I have to have my little cutting board here too. And I don't especially like having my cutting board like cutting on my extension table because I don't want to like nick it or cut into it or something. But you know, you do what you can do in a small space. All right, zoop, over to the ironing board, and then the ironing board's like right next to it too. But I'm liking the extension table. It's just a itty bitty space. All right, border number 1. So this is where we can first get a sense of how well we, how well we centered our little house in here with frame number 1. I am glad that I switched to my little travel iron here though, because my big iron, it was just too hefty kind of for this small space, and it was getting difficult to lift and reach with it, so this little one has been helpful. I'm glad I remember I had it. So all right, there we go. The cutting mat is scalloped because, I'll show you, it's awesome. I just got it, so I haven't used it a lot yet, but it is scalloped on that edge because it opens up to a mat that's twice the size. So it's like a travel mat. So the scallop disappears. So when I can fold it back up, oops, and then it's half the size again. It's hard to see in our little view here, but yeah, so right now it's 12 by 18 or by 17, and then it folds out to twice as big. But halfway like this fits perfectly on my little mat here. Okay, here is border number 1. And I could trim this at this point, but I'm going to just keep sewing. So let's get our next borders. I think that looks right. This guy and this guy. So the first border is bordered by a second skinny border. Now this is the upper end one. Carla, I don't. I'm not wild about travel. So I don't typically go places, and like I don't typically go to quilt guilds and teach classes or anything like that. But I like doing this, so not doing that allows me to stay home here and do this. Yeah, Varsha, isn't that mat cool? It may or may not be coming up soon for something in block 4. I guess I probably can't say much more than that, but I love it so far, the fold-up mat. I haven't, it'd be great for travel though, the fold-up mat. And it really does lay flat once it's unfolded. That little scalloped edge doesn't really affect it at all. All right. Oh, man. Oh, see, I'm like, what's going on? It's because I have the mat there again. I'm like, why isn't this half moving? I need it on the board. There, now it's moving nice and smooth. It kept getting caught on the mat. So I'm going to have to remember to move the mat out of my way when I sew. I lost the other side. Here we go. Let's make sure it's the right size piece, and it is. Yep, definitely a homebody. I'm an introverted homebody, that's for sure. Not that I don't like talking to people and stuff, but I don't know. Just the travel and the energy involved in all that just is tough. Her classroom is the video. Yep, exactly. If you want me to teach a class, it's right here. Let me know what project you want to do, and we'll do it. I'm gonna drop my scissors. All right, first 2 sides are on. Let's press those open. Zoop, over here. It is actually kind of nice working in this small space. Like I don't have to walk across the room to get to the iron or anything. That would be annoying to me. Like I like that everything's real close to each other. Kind of makes me happy. Our itty bitty border. Excited about this small border. Sorry, my arm is like totally in the way from this view though. I should learn how to press left-handed. There we go. You guys can see a little bit better. Ooh, wow, I really squiggled that one quite a bit. Let me show you. So I I must have sewed this white one a little oddly. Like, look how skinny it is here, and then I get wider in the middle, and then skinny again, so I'm having like this bubble out thing. So technically, I probably should trim that when I'm done with the square, but I think I might just deal with it and then stretch. I might just like let it be. Oh, Mary, yes it is. It's a cat towel on my cutting mat, or on my ironing board. My ironing board, I got it new when my old ironing board just got too gross and starch from the starch. And this new ironing board is horrible. It has metal underneath and it scorches my fabric. So I put that towel there to take care of that. Alrighty. Let's get this guy on. I remembered to move the cutting board this time, so it should be smooth that whole time. Actually, I think that might have been why this ended up being curvy, because this side kept not wanting to move compared to this one. And it's like, why is it catching all the time? Sorry, we are wiggling quite a bit again tonight. You know, it kind of feels like I should be changing the needle. It kind of feels like it's having a little difficult time staying straight and going through the fabric. I'm going to see if I can make it through this block with this needle, but I think for sure after, oh look, I burnt myself a little bit. After this block, I think we'll change up the needle. Probably should do it now, but meh. All right, here we go. Yeah, for some reason I sewed this bottom one really scant. Maybe it was because I'm sewing, oh no, I'm not sewing through more layers of fabric. I don't know, I just didn't sew that seam very well. Kept wanting to move over on me. I'm on a Sears Kenmore machine from the 70s. This is my mom's machine that she had in college. Exactly, Joyce! That is for sure. And I've learned so much from you guys through this whole process. But look, I burnt my thumb just now. Jerk butt iron. All right, oops, I forgot to snip the other little end off here. All right. Let's press this guy, and then we will be done with this center, and we can focus on, oh yeah, we're gonna press left-handed. I don't know if I can do that. But then we'll do these half square triangles yet tonight. And then we actually have to sew our half rectangle triangle units together. So they're like larger, long rectangle borders. So we'll do that tonight yet. I don't know if we'll get to sewing the whole thing together, like the whole like 9 patch of it all when we're done. All the units together, I don't know if we'll get that far. Okay, I'm not sure I can do this left-handed. Here we go. But we'll get pretty far tonight yet. There, here we go. I think I can show you guys from a little farther away here a little bit better. But there's our 2 little borders. Looking cute. All right. Back down here. Oh yeah, I'll have to run it under some cold water or something. It didn't like break the skin or anything. It's just a little tap of heat. Okay, there we are. I'm gonna put this to the side right now, and let's get working on our half square triangles. So, much easier than the half rectangle triangles we did last night. I am just going to match up. This doesn't have a right or wrong side, so I'm gonna just throw it on here. Match up some corners. draw some diagonals, be done with it. All right, ruler, I had you right here. Oops, guess we'll get this other one. So I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner. Pencil fell on the ground. Yeah, I do need the longer one. Stuck underneath my mat here. Here we go. And you know what? I might draw those extra lines on, like how we did with the half rectangle triangles. I think I'm going to just throw, you know, usually I just sew my 1/4 inch away from the center, but it was handy having that extra line on that I could just sew right on top of yesterday. So I'm going to do that with these half square triangles. It's just one little extra step and makes it easier for me. There, so I'm going to sew on both of these and then we'll cut it in the middle and that will give us 2 half square triangle units when we're done. All right, so that guy's ready. Let's do this other one right away. Gosh, hold on. Yep, I thought maybe for a sec I didn't put right sides together, but we're okay. Okay, draw some diagonals again. Oh, you love the old machines. Oh, you have a Kenmore too. Oh, from the 2000s. Careful but cute. Oh yeah, I love the rotating cutting mat. So I did put a link this time for that if you wanted to check out the rotating cutting mat. We'll use that when we trim these, because we'll have to trim these down a little bit yet. I'll get my rotating cutting mat out for when we trim them and I can show you it again. But yeah, it was always the rotating cutting mat. It's another one of those tools like, oh my God, do I really need this tool? And no, you don't need the tool, but it does make life just a hair easier, like all these tools. I'm playing around with tools a whole lot more than I ever used to, because I'm totally of the thought that you don't need them. You know, all you need is a scissors and a needle and thread, right? But dang, some of those tools just make things easier and more fun and quicker. So I'm kind of digging it. You know what? I think mine might be from 74 to Susie, a 1974 Kenmore. I'm gonna have to look it up again, but you know what? I have it right here. I wonder if this says, so here's the book for it. I wonder if this has the year in it, because now I'm super curious. Knowing your sewing machine. I have a hunch that this might be something I have to look up, but it won't actually tell me in here. But I love that I still have this crazy book for it. Oh, and then what's this? This is some, oh. This doesn't have a date on either. For some reason, I think I've emailed them before, and I think it was a 74. Say in the back somewhere? Oh, of course not. It doesn't say anywhere, does it? Boo. Maybe in the back there's like some index thing. 90-day warranty. Oh, it doesn't say. Boo! I'm gonna have to look it up again. I think it's on my computer somewhere, because I know I've emailed them before. Maybe it's on the serial number plate. The serial number plate isn't on the front. I'll have to check. I'll do some digging. All right, let's get sewing. All right, since I drew them on this time, I just have to sew right on top of that, so that'll make things easy. And I'll chain piece these as well. Gonna go speedy. For some reason, I think it is a 74 though. I'll have to look it up though for sure. Oh, it looks like the first Kenmore you got. Oh, funny. Yeah, I love that little book. I've used that before a lot too. That how-to book is great because it lets me know where the points to oil everything, and that's been helpful. I've used that in the past. Now that I'm oiling the machine myself, I'm actually taking care of it a little bit better, just because I didn't know, you know, and now I'm, you know, I'm learning through doing all these videos with you guys. So now I oil my machine, at least in between projects, and I clean out the bobbin area and all that. All right, here we go. Turning it around, let's do the other side. Speedy. It is nice to just be able to follow that pencil line versus just trying to stitch a 1/4 inch away. Kind of takes the thinking out of it. Less thinking the better, I think. All right, there we go. Oh, you went back to your Kenmore after your Bernina died. Oh, funny. Got the quilt done. Good for Kenmore's. Yeah, my whenever I bring it in to get fixed or something, the sewing machine guy is always like, that my, you know, great-granddaughter would still be using your machine yet, or, you know, it'll just like a last forever machine. He comments on it every time I bring it in. He's like, machines these days or whatever, just made out of plastic, and your machine's gonna last forever. Yeah, it did say 1940, but that's not that's the model. So it's a model 1940 Bonnie, but it's not from 1940. It's from the 70s. But yeah, model 1940. Model 1940 zigzag sewing machine is what it says on the front. All right, so I'm cutting down that center diagonal line on both of these, because then I get two 1/2 square triangles, and I have them in each of the 4 corners, so there's 4 total. All right, let's press these, and then we will trim them, and I will trim them with my little rotary cutting mat. Is the sewing machine table adjustable to any machine? Yes, Robin. So I found this company online that made these because, you know, I have my old Kenmore sewing machine, and I'm like, well, what if I don't have that forever? Or what if I'm, you know, what if I want a new machine at some point? Or I have my husband's great-grandmother's old machine, and I'm like, well, what if I want to use the extension table on that? So I did some research on extension tables that you could use with different machines, and there's not really anything, there wasn't much out there, which I was surprised about. You know, usually you have to get it all custom made for your machine, your acrylic extension table. But this is from Sew, like S-E-W, Adjust Table. So like adjustable, but like with the word table in it. So, you know, kind of punny. But they're also the person the place that makes my the grippets that I'm using for the machine stitching. So, oh, it's by Sewing Mates. So if you go to sewingmates.com, and I actually did put a link to it in my post here as well, they make these adjustable tables, and they're supposed to, you can move them around, and you can change the height of them and everything, so they can work with, I don't know, basically any sewing machine you have. And I'm like, dang, that's what I need. So, and they come in different sizes too. I got the 18-inch one, I believe. I think it comes in a 24-inch and like a, I don't know, 16-inch or something. I thought, you know, I wanted the big one, but I didn't think I'd have enough space on my table here for that. So I think I got the 18-inch one. But yeah, so far I'm loving it. I mean, you know, it's not as pretty, I suppose. There's screws and dials and all that all over it, but I kind of like it. So let me show you. I can, if I move all this stuff, you can probably see it a little bit better. So yeah, so all of these are sunken in, all of the screws, and it has like a little wing nut on the bottom, so you can move, you can adjust this part around, you can adjust this, the back, this back thing adjusts, oops. So it all adjusts, and then the way the feet are done is so you can go at different levels, and if it's just a hair too high, you can flip it around the foot, and then, you know, they're at a different height. So you should be able to adjust it to any machine, and it has a little handle, which I like too. But yeah, so that is my sew adjustable table from Sewing Mates. But yeah, I'm digging it. All right, here are the half square triangles. We do need to trim them down, so I'll get my little, here's my little rotatey cutting mat, which just comes in so handy. One of those extra little gadgets. All right, first of all, I need to look at my instructions. What size do we need to make these squares? Trim to 4.5 inches. All right, I can do that. Got my little guy out here. So I'm going to match, I love these OmniGrid rulers because they have like the 1/8 inch marks. The marks are all really small so I can see through and make sure I'm getting exactly on, but it does have this diagonal marked on it, which is perfect for trimming these half square triangles. So I'm putting the diagonal right on the diagonal line. Scooch over a hair. So I'm going to just trim. I think I need to change my blade with the next block too. All right, so there's my first square edge. Now that's my square edge there, so I'm going to match. Now I'm going to measure my 4.5 inches. So I have just enough in here. So just enough leeway with these blocks to get my 4.5 inches out of there. Oops. That's what I was not supposed to do. I moved my ruler a bit. Okay, there we go. Block number 1. Oh, you have to get one of these too. Yeah, and I like this size. So this is, I think they call this the 8-inch size. It's actually only measuring up to 7 inches, but then, you know, it's got a 1/2 inch on either side, so they call it an 8-inch one. There, so here's our finished half square triangle compared to our non-trimmed down one. So we got 3 more of these, and then we will have all our pieces. One thing I would like to do yet tonight is sew our rectangle units together. So 2 rectangle or half rectangle triangles. So 2 half rectangle triangles get sewn together to make like a little border. So it'd be nice to get that done tonight. Then we'll be all ready to sew everything together tomorrow. Which means we will finish this block tomorrow. Excited about that. Excited about that. Then we can get back onto the hand-stitched project, that English paper piecing project. I am not done with mine. The rest of October is going to be kind of a finish it fall. Actually, all the way through November 6th. So the November 6th is when we start block number 4. So from Friday all the way through, actually part of Thursday maybe even, but all the way through November 5th, or I guess it'd be probably November 3rd, I think is probably the Friday, will be finish it fall. And I'm hoping to finish my English paper pieced by the hand-stitched English paper piece project by Blair from Wisecraft, from the Wisecraft Quilts book. I'm hoping to finish that and turn it into a pillow during Finish It Fall. So we'll see. Maybe that's too much to finish during that time, but maybe not. Maybe I'll have time to, I want to sew on the border of my Splendid Sampler quilt yet too. I'm not done with that. So I do have, Joyce, I do have some little rubber bottoms on this ruler. I just think it's kind of going off the edge. And actually I've had, so the little true grips, they've actually kind of been on for a long time too though, so they're not gripping quite as well. Oh, and I'm missing some, so yeah, so two of my grips fell off, so I just got to get more grippers on. I did get some of that Next Care, but I don't think it works as well as these true grips. Like the true grips, I mean this like full-on grips where I can't move the ruler at all when it's on a surface. Like, you know, it's stuck on there because of those grips, you know, compared to without the grips. And I found that I tried the Next Care one on a ruler, and I don't know, unless I'm getting the wrong stuff, it didn't work as well as these true grip stickers. So I don't know. I think I just need to replace these true grip ones. Let's see, do I have the... Oh, I thought I had the Next Care stuff next to me. I'll try and find what I got for the Next Care strips, and I don't know, I'll share it tomorrow, and you can let me know if maybe I just bought the wrong stuff. I don't know. I got some clear, it's a clear tape. I thought I had it out here, but I don't see it next to me. All right, this is our last half square triangle. All right, there we are. Scooch all our scraps away again. Oh, the cutting mat is scalloped because, here, let me see if I can show you guys at this angle. So here we are. It is, so it's, right now it's 12 inches by 18 inches, but it unfolds. Oh, we disconnected a little bit there for a sec, but it unfolds to be twice as big. So see here, now we got a twice as big cutting mat. That's what the scalloped edge is. It just makes it so it's still cuttable. So you won't accidentally be cutting on like in a groove. That's why it's scalloped for the fold of it all. It's fun. Yeah, Next Care is like a Band-Aid, like a medical Band-Aid thing. I don't think I have it out near me. No, I'm not seeing it. So I must have put it somewhere. I'll have to find it tomorrow though. All right, so let's see what we got going on here now. We got our center. Let me look at the block again. Okay, the white parts go outward. And we got actually some sewing yet to do, so maybe I won't lay it all together right now. The next part we need to do is, and we'll do this tonight yet, we need to sew units together, and let's just double check how we do that. Just paging through my instructions quick. Okay, so these need to go on this side. These need to go on this side. All right, so this is what our units need to look like. So we need to make 4 of these. All right, I think that looks correct. All right, so I'm just gonna lay these right here like this. I think, just make sure that I have them all the same way. So I'm grabbing them all the same. Yep, that one is, and that one. Great, I'm gonna just grab from the top and plop them over. Oh, the lock rulers. I'll have to look into that. It has a 1/4 inch ridge down the down the diagonal of the ruler. Oh, well, that's interesting. I haven't seen that on the diagonal. I will look into that. All right. I'm gonna scooch this out of the way again so it slides a little bit better. And I could really, you know, spend time making sure these seams are matched up, but these diagonals, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm going to chain piece these guys together. Okay, I was reading the instructions. She wants us to press these open, so we will do that. Next two. matching them together. All right, and 2 more to go. I know there's, yeah, literally, Joyce, there are no end to the tools and gadgets you can get. It's like, when does it stop, you know? That's why I like that, really, you don't need any of them. You can still make a quilt with 0 gadgets, as long as you have some fabric and a scissors and a needle and thread, you know, or a sewing machine or something, you know? So if you're ever, you know, if you haven't quilted before and you're super intimidated by all the gadgets, you don't actually need them. And maybe one of these days we should make a quilt without anything. We should just maybe even hand cut it even. I don't know. Just a quilt from beginning to end with the basics. I think that'd be a good exercise, actually. Because, you know, it is intimidating. I'm intimidated by all the different tools and techniques and all that, you know. So if someone's on the fence on starting to quilt, you know, it's intimidating. So yeah, we'll have to look for a project. Yeah, you don't even need a sewing machine. Exactly, Rosalie. That'd be kind of fun. We could, oh gosh, maybe not a whole quilt, but maybe we could do like a small project where we hand cut it and hand piece it, and all we have is our thread and a needle and, you know, even some scrap, maybe the fabric scraps, yeah, by candlelight. Maybe the scraps are, you know, we could use clothing scraps or bed sheet scraps. You know, you really can do it without all the stuff, right? All right, let's press these. I'm gonna press them open. I'm liking that idea. We'll have to put that on the docket. Yeah, I will use the scissors. I'm not gonna like cut it with my teeth or anything. All right, let's give this a little press to start out. So my points are probably not gonna be perfect, but I don't care. I could have put a pin in them to maybe try and make them a little bit more perfect. I'm pressing the seam open now. But I think we're gonna be okay as is. All right, so here's one of our little border units. So there's my point. Not perfect, but it's gonna be cute. I'm liking it. Oh, I think it'll go like this next to here. There we go, our first one. All right, let's, on my way. Do the other 3. And then we'll see what we have. We'll kind of lay it out. And then tomorrow, I'll sew all the pieces together. Oh, I could probably finish it tonight, but, you know, it always takes a little bit extra time pressing and all that. So I think maybe we'll just finish it up tomorrow. Oh, man. No, I'm tempted to finish it tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it tonight yet. All right, middle one. Oh, you're so hooked on the gadgets, Deborah. I know, I'm getting more and more hooked on the gadgets, I have to say too. Oh, dang. You know what? I think I might just try and finish this tonight. It's too tempting. I got like 10 minutes or so yet. Can I finish in 10 minutes? Probably not, but maybe in 15 minutes. All right, here are my units. Let's lay this out quick here. I'll keep you guys a little farther away. You'll stay up with me, Alyssa or Patricia? Nice. Okay, I'm gonna just scooch this stuff out of the way. So many things. All right, so to put this together, these are our side units. Let me just double, yep, okay, so we'll sew the side units to here. And then we have our top and bottom units. Oop, other direction, there we go. So all the, all my pinky tan should go towards the inside. So here's a pinky tan. And I believe the whites point towards the inside too. Let me double check. Is that right? Yep, whites are towards the inside. I don't have enough space here for this. All right, there is our expanded block. Look, it just got gigantic, didn't it? All right, so I'm gonna just kind of shush these to the side just because it's kind of a lot of space that it's taking up. So we got our 3 rows, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We'll flip these and we'll just sew these guys. And I'm gonna chain piece them too, I think. So, yep, that guy's right. I think we'll just go in order too. We'll start at the top. And work our way down. Or something. I don't know. Yeah, we'll start at the top and then work our way down just because otherwise I'll get too confused. I'm already confusing myself. All right, and here's the bottom. Yeah, it just has to be opposite of that. Okay, we're gonna go the right side, 1, 2, 3, and then the left side, 1, 2, 3. That's my plan. And getting the cutting board out of my way as well. Let's do it. Yeah, we're getting it done. I'm staying up. I don't think it'll take forever. We'll shimmy through it. And if things don't match up perfect, I'm thinking we'll all be okay. Just hoping I have all my units turned in the right direction. All right, I need to get my stiletto to help get this triangle started. Okay, this is row 1. All right, then let's get row 2. All right. Row 2. So I'm gonna get it matched up at the bottom here. Yeah, I might have, probably should have clipped this with a Wonder Clip, but I think we'll be okay. Right, there we go. Seam was getting caught on the front. Ooh. Might be a little shy here. All right, this is 2. So I've already put my second side on here, so I'm just hoping that doesn't fall off. Oh, Rosalie, I missed what's going on. All right, now these. You did drop spinning and knitting. Oh, while walking. All right, so that's done. Now I'm gonna just clip row number 1 off and then sew the other side on. We'll just continue our chain piecing. All right, like that. Snip this guy off. So here's our big center area. There we go. Match up the end here. All right. Oh, this is bunching up again there. Get underneath. Oops, now I lost the seam allowance. Get underneath there too. Oh, I've done knitting and walking. I used to do that when I was little. I would make a ton of washcloths because, you know, they're easy and fun. And my grandma showed me how to make them. But I would take the yarn and I would throw it as far as I could, and then I would knit up to where I threw it. Like at my grandma's house, like in the field and stuff. All right, this is the last guy here. All right, so that is it. Let's give those a press, and then we just have 2 seams left. Awesome. Okay. So we started with the top. I'm gonna have to lay this out again before we get too far. So I just want to double check the instructions to make sure which way I'm pressing. Press seam allowance towards the teal here. All right, so these ones I'm pressing out, these 2 I'm pressing in is what it looks like. Double check. Yeah, so we're always pressing towards the pink. Okay, that makes sense. We're getting it done. For sure. Oh, towards the pink. So I gotta go this way. All right. Towards the pink. This is so we can nest our seams together. So we're to hopefully get sharper corners, or so all the points match up, all the corners match up. So the top and bottom will press one direction, and the middle we will press the opposite direction. That'll help it group up together. Two seams left, 2 seams left. That makes me happy. Okay, this is either the top or bottom. I'm gonna just press that a little bit more there. A little wrinkle. And this gets pressed towards the teal as well. The teal in our case is the pink. So we've switched colors compared to the instructions. Alrighty. So here we have, and everything looks in the right spot, yet it doesn't look like we flipped anything around goofy. So that makes me happy. So let's do this top row first. You know, here I could pin and clip, but I'm not. What I'm going to do is where they meet right here. So this is where we just pressed it towards the pink. And this way we pressed it towards the pink the opposite direction. That's where I'm going to pay attention to so that it matches up. So I'm going to, like that seam right there, those seams are going to bump up next to each other, those folded seams, and that's called nesting a seam. And if you do that, then you should have nice points at that part. So I'm going to just sew to that nested seam, and then I will match up the next seam after that, and we'll just see what we get. That's my plan. Move this guy out of the way again. So I can actually feel this nested, so I can feel the folds bumping up against each other, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm going to just match this end over here. And those are our first 2 points that we need to pay attention to. I think I might need my stiletto to help guide this through. There we go. So I still have that seam bumped against each other. Hold that with the stiletto. All right, that's good. So the next thing, so I'm gonna match up that second seam. I know we could do the wonder clips too, but I'm gonna try and do it without wonder clips. So I'm gonna match this next seam together. Same way, I'm going to bump up those 2 folds next to each other. And you should actually physically be able to feel them bump up and stop. So I'm gonna do that and hold it there. You know, that's where I could probably use a wonder clip, but we're gonna go without. I'm gonna just hold it there. And so the next point we wanna pay attention to though is, oh, hey Alice, is this point right here. So where our little diamond triangle shape comes together, that is the point of it. So like right here, that's the point where it meets. So if we can sew right on top of it, then that point will be nice and exact as well. So that's what we're shooting for next, while I hold my seam together down at the end here. So maybe it's a little awkward, but we're doing it. All right, so now I'm aiming for that point. All right, I think I sewed through that. And now, again, just making sure my seams are butted up against each other down here. And we'll see how well we did without any clips by just trying to keep these seams nested. And then the end, holding that together. All right, and where did my little ender go? Ah, here we go. It fell. All right, let's see how we did for that. Oh, see, that is a good looking point. That worked out great. That is from that nesting the seams together, bumping those seams together. And here is our center little point. I think we did pretty well there. It's meeting right at the white line. And what about our first point? Ah, that's looking good too. We did great. That was a good, usually I'm on with the first one and then the second one is way off, but this time we are pretty much right on. So that's the top row. Now we can start seeing these half rectangle triangles. It's almost like a weird star that goes off into the distance. It's kind of a cool block. It's a neat little deal, that half rectangle triangle. So, all right, let's do the same thing. I'm just checking to make sure, yep, it's going to the front. And we'll do the same thing. So first thing is I'm going to nest that seam, and I can actually feel it if I just lay it on the table like this. Yeah, so right there, I'm bumping that seam up against the other one. And you know, we're always aligning our edge yet. So, okay, that's my first point of contact there. And then we'll match our little end up because we got those angles, those diagonals on this too that we want to have matched up. And this is a lot of bulk right at the beginning, so sometimes I need my stiletto just to help guide it. All right, now I'm going to make sure that these are butted up against each other still, and they are. So we'll sew to that first point. All right, that was our first where we wanted to match the seams together. I'm going to do the same with this other side again, like we did last time. Butt those against each other, and now I'm aiming for that point here to get my that triangle point looking nice. So this foot is kind of weird. This is a new foot that I got. It is a quilting 1/4 inch foot, so I can align the edge and it should be a 1/4 inch. But look, it has this funny angle here, and I'm not quite sure what it's for, but it's not being nice with my angled seams. It wants to, you know, it's like pushing it up out of the way, which is not what I want it to do. I want it to be underneath it. So I don't know, that's kind of annoying. All right. There's that center point. And now making sure my seam is matched up here. Yours has that too, Gretchen? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for it. I just don't know what it is yet. I'll have to look that up. Oh yeah, now we can have ketchup fall. Exactly, Deborah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, ah, dang, do I really want all this sewing machine stuff out when we could be starting the finish my hand-stitched project? So, yay, I'm glad we stayed up 10 extra minutes or so to finish this guy up. So that is the last seam. So let's just press this guy and we'll be done. You don't like that foot either, the tiny side. Oh, the tiny side represents an 1/8 inch. Oh, well, that's interesting. That makes sense, Linda. But yeah, it's totally catching on my diagonals. So that's no fun. Let's see. Should we press? I suppose it doesn't matter. I'm going to press outward. I think that'll be easier. All right. Let's get the other side done. I mean, I'll do a whole ton of pressing on this later too, so I'm not worried about it being perfect right now. Like when we sew all our blocks together, we'll, I'm sure, press all this again. Ooh, I'm gonna have to lay all the blocks out tomorrow maybe. See what they all look like together. Okay, oops, sorry guys. Here we are. Let me see if I can get it all in frame for you guys. There we go. So here you can see, like, you know, it's like they point, it's like a funny angle, like the angle is more than just a half square triangle. So it's kind of like a slightly unique shape to the star. It's kind of fun with the half rectangle triangles. All right, guys, I'm going to flip this around because then I can show you it a little bit better. But it is done. We have a finished block, and these blocks are just really big. All right, there we go. Oh, you're thinking that the 1/8 inches. Oh, so you can see where you're going with the. I'm gonna have to look that up. What that the whole thing with that presser foot. I'm sure there's reasoning behind it, but here we are. Oh, see, so the colors I picked are all kind of a medium tone, but if I would have gone like lighter or dark, I think that star, the like little star would have popped a little bit more, but I kind of like how subtle it is. I'm gonna like this when it's all together, I think. But there we go. Block 3 is done. I'm happy we stayed up and finished it. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate it a ton. But there we are, and I will. I'm gonna lay all 3 of mine out and see how far we got. So I'll do that tomorrow and we can check it out. I'll take an Instagram photo of it or something, or put it on this Facebook page here. So yay! Thanks again, guys. I'm happy we have that done. So tomorrow we will start Finish It Fall. I will be doing the hand-stitched, do I have it out here? Oh, nah, I'm gonna make a mess if I do that, but I'm gonna go back to the hand-stitch English paper piecing project. So that is the plan for tomorrow. And so bring whatever you're not done with, and we can work on it together, and I'd love to hear what you're working on too while we do this. And that's it. I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube if you prefer that. And if you hit subscribe there, I think you should be getting an email that says when it's live, or not live, but when it's up, when it's loaded. And it will also stay here on Facebook at Penguin and Fish. So awesome. How large will this quilt be? Let me look it up. I do have it right here. I think it's going to be... I have it all out of order, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, the finished quilt will be about 54.5 inches by 68 inches. So pretty good lap size quilt for sure. So, all right, guys, I will catch you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening and a good Thursday. See you later. Good night.